What's up, everybody? Welcome to Heresy Financial. My name is Joe Brown, and today it looks like the silver battle is still waging, and it's still going strong. We've had silver just basically moving sideways for a decent number of trading days now. Has not had a huge amount of volatility, and it's just been moving sideways. It looks like there's a big battle kind of squeezing. There's a bunch of sellers, a bunch of buyers coming in, trying to win this battle here, and we're going to see which way this breaks out. But today, we're looking at what the current price means for physical delivery, number one, and what it means for the future of the silver price. Ready? Let's dive in. All right, so here's the biggest thing that's kind of important to look at here. Really, at current prices and with current supply and demand and with current buyers and sellers, right now, it's only a matter of time until there's no ability to request physical delivery anymore, until supply runs out. And if you don't already have ownership of physical silver, it will be very difficult for a long time to get your hands on physical silver, and most likely not at the prices that it's currently at right now. And obviously that's, unless buyers stop buying, if, everybody looks at this and says, yeah, I don't want silver anymore, and people stop buying, then yeah, the sellers are going to win this battle and it'll push the price down. And so the key is that people, industries, companies, individuals are still going to be buying, still requesting physical delivery, and not just being, comfortable with exposure to the price through a paper contract that says that the counterparty has to locate silver for you if they want, or if you want. And so that's the key here. But it increasing over the last week, 2 weeks, it increasing looks like price suppression in order to dissuade silver bulls. Now, price suppression, I want to be careful with what I'm trying to communicate here, because at this point, what I'm talking about is nothing outright illegal, no actual fraud. It's possible that that's existing somewhere. I'm not saying that that's not happening. But what sellers are doing right now is not outright, the out front and center. It's not outright like fraud or illegal. It's just people selling. Like, you have the ability to short a stock, right? And so traders have the ability to sell something they think will go down, and then in the future, once it goes down or once it goes up, they have to buy it back from somebody else to deliver it, right? And so not outright illegal. Maybe people think it should be. Maybe people think it shouldn't be, but right now there's a lot of selling pressure coming in, and it looks like the design of that is sell to push the price down, A, so we can cover our shorts, but B, to stop these bulls from buying, because maybe if the price goes down, they'll feel discouraged and they won't want to buy it anymore because they don't think it's a good investment because it won't go up. So it looks to me like that's what's happening. There are more and more reports of shortages and supply issues and delays with getting delivery on your silver. In fact, I think I mentioned this on the channel before. Might have mentioned it in the live stream, but the silver SLV prospectus just amended their prospectus to basically say, hey, there's a good chance that there will be certain times where we can't actually get our hands on all the physical. So at least for investor, if you have to invest in an ETF to get your exposure to silver, might as well do it in something like PSLV that doesn't have those amendments. If you're going to choose an ETF anyway, why not choose PSLV instead of SLV? One is clearly superior to the other in terms of security and safety. Now, I don't like to invest in ETFs for my exposure to silver, like long term. Sure, I'll trade them in and out, trade options on them, why not? But for like my actual silver holdings, I don't like to use ETFs for that. Same goes for gold as well. And so I know I talk a lot about OneGold on this channel. Obviously their name is OneGold, but they do silver and platinum as well. And the reason why I talk about them a lot is because, number one, their storage service, it's allocated instead of unallocated, which is key. It's segregated. You can choose the country. It's very simple to use. It's one of the best apps, for this kind of service that I've ever experienced. And then the kicker is it's very easy to request physical delivery of your silver or gold or platinum that's in storage. And that's key to me. And so just to prove it, even in the current environment where supply and shortages are short, if you actually own silver, you should be able to request it for delivery, right? And so I own silver through OneGold. So I went in and just to prove it, I requested delivery. Guess what? They have the silver. It's on its way. It took about 10 seconds to request delivery, just to go in the app, hit the blue button, pick out what kind of silver I want, and they're on their way. So it's when you actually buy gold or silver or precious metals through a service that actually stores them for you, it's very easy and cheap and simple to request them to just send it to you instead of keeping it in their vaults. So when looking for a place to store, there's a couple things you want to make sure of completely. Number one, you want it allocated. Never store unallocated. That means multiple people have claims to be owed the same piece that's in reserve. So they've got one bar, and many people are owed that bar. And so if they ever already want to have redemption, they have to. The company then has to go out to the marketplace and source it first. So you want allocated, you want segregated, you want it to be insured, obviously, right? Just in case there's theft or, something like that. You want it independently audited, their vaults. You want them in private vaults, not government vaults. So if your storage service is storing it at the, Bank of England, which that's not silver but gold, or in LBMA vaults, there's you want it to be private vaults. You don't want it to be government vaults, and then you want it in a country with a history of no confiscation, or I should say no history of confiscation. So I would never store my gold or silver in America. They confiscated all of their citizens' gold. FDR did. And then in 1971, they confiscated the rest of the world's gold, right? That's what leaving the gold standard was. That's what closing the gold window was. It was confiscating the gold that belonged to the rest of the world. So I would never store my gold in America. Similarly, Bank of England never would do that. So I'm going to store my gold in a country with a high degree of economic freedom. And then the key here is very easy access to request redemption or request delivery of the metal that you have in storage. That's key, because if they have to, deal with the possibility that anybody at any time could request delivery, they have to make sure they have that metal there. So it's just an extra layer of protection to make sure that there's, less fraud or no fraud going on. And here's the thing. Especially with silver, a lot of people, they're buying, 1 ounce at a time or something like that. That's extremely, it's not cost effective at all. That means you're spending $40, $50 an ounce when the spot price is, $30 or $27 an ounce, because you have to pay for shipping, the taxes and all that. And so it's better. A better option, in my opinion, to do something like an auto invest where you're putting that same, $50 or $100 every week to store it up. And then once it gets to, 10 ounces or 100 ounces or a larger amount, then you request delivery, because your taxes and your fees and your shipping costs and all that will be lower as a percentage. You'll be able to request larger, let's say a larger bar instead of coins if you want to keep your costs down low. And then your price is much closer to the spot price of silver or gold than it would be if you were just requesting delivery for every single tiny coin every single time you had that money. And so it's a better option, in my opinion, to do a service like that allows you to store it up and then deliver it all at once. Store it up, deliver it all at once. And so that's why I use OneGold. And so feel free to check them out. They're in the description below. If you use my link, you're going to get $5 sign-up bonus for your new account. So check them out if you don't already use them. And there's plenty of other great services out there as well. It's not like I only use them. I like Shift Gold as well. They've got a fantastic service, especially for the larger amounts. They've got great pricing. So yeah, I'm not saying they're the only ones. I am partial to them because I like them. They're easy, they're cheap, and trustworthy. So as of right now, it looks like you can. As of right now, you can definitely still source physical silver for yourself. We'll see how long that lasts. We're probably going to have a time here where you might not be able to. So if you want physical, get your hands on it as soon as possible. And I think we're probably going to see a nice little rally in silver over the next coming weeks and coming months. As always, I really appreciate you. Have a great day.